It's right there. There's one tree there. Guys, welcome back. And guess where we're at? We're at the Secret Pine Forest. Can you imagine that? Glad to have you guys back. And today it's a rainy day. As you can tell, I have the Swiss, I believe they call it the Taz 83 poncho, but we're wearing that today. And we might talk about this poncho a little bit today, make it into a shelter. But we'll see how the day goes. But yeah, it's a pretty rainy day today. But today we're out making a survival saw video. And the reason why I call this a survival saw, most of you guys might know it as a bow saw or a buck saw or a bushcrafty saw. And not that there's anything wrong with bushcraft. I'm just more of a survivalist. So nothing's always gonna look pretty when I do it. But anyways, the point is we're out making a survival saw video. And the reason why I call it survival saw is because I would only use a saw method or technique in a survival situation. So with that said, this is a bow saw blade and I'm actually carrying it on me. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the methods of using this saw and how to use it. And basically, I'm gonna try a first method. And when I find a spot out here somewhere, because it's gonna be raining here. It's already kind of sprinkling right now. But I gotta find a spot out here and I might make a little quick shelter for this to sit under so we can make this saw. But we might not even need to make a saw frame. And when I say frame, everything you see out here, you can make the frame for this saw. And they call it a buck saw or bow saw. I've never done one, so I want to do one. I've seen people make them and everything, and it looks like a lot of fun. But we're gonna try it first without making a frame. And if that works, we might not even need to do anything else. But anyways, let's go find a spot to do this at, okay? So I'll see you wherever we get to. All right, I think I got me a nice little spot here. So the first things first, I'm gonna show you the saw blade. And I gotta get this thing off here. So my saw blade is down here. And this is one way you can store the saw blade. And the way I have it stored is on my belt. So you guys see my belt there. And there it is. I just have some Gorilla Tape holding it on. So that's one way you can store this blade, and it's very flexible. Other ways you can store is like in a cook kit. You can slide it in your backpack. But yeah, this way makes sense to me because you always have it on you, and it's not going to fold or bend too much like keeping a cook kit where you got to unfold the bin. So this way it's still pretty nice and straight. So I kept it in its cardboard packaging, so we'll just take it out here. Okay. We'll take the cold steel fin hawk and we'll try to get this out. Man. There we go. Okay, so I got it pretty much pulled out. And this blade here, it's got pretty good teeth on it. But this is a 21-inch blade. I need to put my belt on before my pants fall off too. We're gonna go ahead and saw some stuff up real quick. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and make the tripod shelter for this poncho. It's raining a little bit, but I have a lot of cover from the foliage up there. So I think I see a tree over here that's dead. And should always wear gloves too, especially if you're handling a bare blade like that with your hands. Okay, and like I said, I'd only use this blade in a survival situation or as a backup blade. I saw someone behind me in the camera. Oh, it's this thing here. It's hunting season, so people are out hunting, but I don't think in this area. So anyways, so I've seen people on YouTube, a person, I saw where they were using this blade with a bandana or a shamag. And so we're gonna try that. And honestly, and I got gloves on too. And honestly, if that's all that I need to cut me up good sized logs without the blade doing this number, then I wouldn't see any other reason to make framework for this saw blade. Because like I said, this would be used in a survival situation. I've probably said that a million times now. Because I'd always have a silky saw on me. I don't need to carry this with me. Silky saw is the way to go all the time, every time. Okay, all right, I'm done talking. So we're gonna go ahead and build this shelter. I'm actually gonna start right here. So let's try it out here. See if it'll even work. Yeah, not too bad. You guys can see it there on camera. Man, it worked. It's actually a little bit thicker. This is interesting. And this is pine that I'm cutting, so I don't know what hardwood would be like. But if you can see there on camera, I want to bend once in a while, which would make sense. Definitely have to move a little slower and take your time when you do this. Okay, I gotta hurry up because it's starting to come down a little more now. So here's the last, this is the third leg right here. And guys, I'll put a link up in the screen. I did a video on how to make this shelter. There's different ways you can make it. Mine's a little bit tall, but it'll work. But I'll put a link up the screen so you can see how to make this survival shelter using a Swiss Taz 83 poncho. I actually changed my mind. I'm going to cut these legs down. See how tall it is? Just a little, made the legs just a little bit too long. So once again, we can use the buck saw, like I told you guys I was going to do in the first method of cutting with the the bandana. So far it's working. Now with bow saws, they're not like silky saws. You got to put pressure on it and go back and forth. So I'm noticing on this I can't put much pressure because the saw is going to want to bend. So it's going to kind of be like a silky saw. You just kind of cut on the pull stroke. And just light, no pressure really, just a little bit of light pressure, not much. So this is another reason why you should always carry a shemagh with you, because it's a little damp under there. As you can see, I can stay in here and I can stay somewhat dry and comfortable. It's not very big, it's not very roomy, but it'll at least keep me somewhat dry, and I won't be like overheated wearing this thing, because this poncho here is super thick. But we'll talk a little bit about that here in a little bit. But we're gonna go out, we're gonna cut some more wood, and we're gonna cut some different wood. I want to see, before I go on to making a bow saw or a buck saw, if we do, I want to see if I can cut some denser wood, like some oak, with the bandsaw, just using the it by hand. So we're gonna go out and do that, and then we'll come back in here and we'll have some coffee, and then we'll reassess the situation. Now we're gonna try to see if we can cut this thicker diameter log with just using the bandsaw. So here we go. Let's see here. Okay, it's safe to say this is probably just made for cutting smaller logs. That's a lot of work, and I've only gotten down, well, the depth of this. That's as far as I've gotten. So I think our next step's gonna be to make a bow saw or a buck saw. Well guys, it's starting to rain a little harder, so I'm back in the shelter, and it starts raining a little bit harder. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's the poncho walls right there. But it just sounds so pretty out here, just to hear the rain. It's just peaceful. However, there's mosquitoes out here still, but yeah. Swiss M71 cook set. Not cook set, stove. This one's never even been used. Still got the original matches too. Kind of doing a mix today. Sweet and creamy with strong. Well, good morning to you guys. A little different. I'm sorry I got you guys so close to me. It's just there's not like a whole lot of room in here. So Still waiting for the rain. We're gonna see if we're gonna make a bow saw or a buck saw, but I'm thinking a buck saw. Hey, can you guys see the shelter from there? It's right there. There's one tree there, a tree there, then I'm right there in center. We're probably about 40 feet. Probably about 15 yards, I'd say, from the shelter. Can you see it? I don't know, just see how good that camo works out here. Any of you guys know what kind of mushroom that is? I believe this is an oak tree right here. But right down there is heaven because there's a lot of saplings down there, and that's what I need to use, but I can't cut anything up, so this might not work, but we're gonna try it because we're in a survival situation. Came down here where all those, you know, the newer looking trees are, the saplings and stuff, and I kind of just pushed this tree over. I think it's oak, I'm not for sure, but check this out. We might just go ahead and go with bow saw. I can bend that and it's not snapping on me, so I think we're just going to cut this off. It's still pretty fresh, but the tree's down. I just literally pushed it over. So yep, we're going to start with the bow saw. We're going to try that first. These teeth are way too big. These teeth are way too big for me to really like to be able to do something this small. So that's why you should always have a knife with you as well. A saw and the knife are one of the best combos you're gonna have. So we're gonna have to cut it with our knife, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so far what I've done is I've delimbed it. And there might be one problem I'm gonna run into. I have a feeling this might be too thin. It bends great, but it might be too thin. I'm not for sure, but basically I use my knife, and if you had something thicker, you baton it. But this is what's gonna happen, is that's gonna slide in like that. Get it here on camera for you. It's gonna slide in the little groove. Like this. And then what you're gonna do is I'm gonna get a piece of that limb, and I'll make a toggle to go through that hole. So when this bow bends, the pressure will go against that. And I'll do that on both sides. There's my toggles on both ends. So next step I'm gonna do is, because this end here is so thin, I've seen some of the people on YouTube, they'll get bank line or paracord and wrap around there to strengthen it. And I'm just gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to do that with this one. And I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll try it. If not, we'll go to step 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So here's my one end with the toggle. Doesn't look pretty, but here comes the testing part. Is it gonna hold when I bend this in? Get you guys there on camera, you can see it. Actually, I gotta put my gloves on because that is sharp. Is it gonna hold? Oh wow, look at that, it's holding. But is it gonna hold when I go to when I go to cut wood? That's gonna be the, well, it's holding. Wow. I think I'm gonna go ahead and still put some bank line around this part too to hold it on there. Oh, here comes the fun part. Will it cut without breaking? And will it cut larger size logs? We're just gonna go all the way and cut this oak branch right here. So let's try it out. Hey, this is my first one too, so give me a break, all right? Actually, I want to grab it, yeah, from this end. Wow. I'm pretty impressed. Ooh, you see that? It just binded up on me. Yeah, it looks okay. I'm getting too excited. It's starting to bind up. Check that out. It did not break. I'm pretty happy with that. I know, it's crazy. I got excited about making a bow saw. Hey, it's my first one. And it worked. It didn't break on me because this thing is pretty rinkety dinkety. I mean, I added the bank line to it, so let's go ahead and try this pine right here. It's a little thicker. I can't put a lot of pressure on this, but it still cuts. It's starting to bend on me more. It's because this branch is too, yeah. I think because the sapling's too small, or the branch that I'm using that I made the bow saw with. Yeah, it's not working too well. I'm gonna try it from this side. Oh no, it's flexing too much. There we go. Just gonna hold it from the bottom more, maybe. There. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm seeing here is you see how it stopped right there at the end. I think if we bring the blade and we bring it up farther, like up to there, that way you'd have a little bit of a handle down here, and you want to be grabbing up here to cut like this. You'd be grabbing down here, you have almost a handle. So you want to be pushing in on the flex there. But I'm also using a really small branch, but it works. We couldn't do that with the saw blade itself with a bandana. So we're able to do the bow saw. It's not as nice as a silky saw, but like I said, this is only be used in a survival situation. Don't rely on this. Get a good silky saw, and or just get a good folding saw. But I believe you should carry one of these as a backup, or some kind of saw, even that chainsaw, the hand chainsaw, which I have 2 of those. Well, I actually have 3, but I have 2 already made. and we're gonna do a video on that again too. I've upgraded it since last time. But yeah. So that's my 2 cents on the bow saw. And this is my first one. We're gonna make another one. We're gonna make one a little bit bigger and thicker. And we're gonna try to give it a handle. I might even do it today, who knows. But yeah, I'm gonna get stuff packed up, and it's just been a really fun day out here, guys. So we're gonna hang out a little bit longer, I think. If not, I'll see you guys on the trail. Now this forest, such a peaceful day today too. Yeah, I've been out here just for a few hours, so, but it was just nice to get out and get out here. But next weekend, not this weekend coming up, but next weekend, you know what time it is? It's overnighter time, and we'll be doing the Swiss M70 overnighter, just using the Swiss M70 jacket. And I got some other Swiss military gear that we're going to be using that you have not seen in any of my videos yet. So that'll be also in the video. So stay tuned for that. And I'm taking my bow saw home. I'm going to hang it on the wall probably, or hang it somewhere in my man cave. But for how I got out of here, okay. I'm in a different area of the forest. I haven't been in this area yet, so back on the trail now. Yeah, we came from way over there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, the survival saw, for my first one, I think it did pretty good. Now, the thing is with these kind of saws, you got to have more or less a fresh type of wood that's going to bend without breaking. And I can't really cut anything down that's fresh, except that one tree that I found I literally just pushed over. It still had a fresh branch on it without snapping. Everything else I tried to bend and bow, it snapped. So you gotta think about that. And it depends on what kind of forest you're in too. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that come in play. You can't just go out in the forest. I'm just gonna go make a bow saw. More or less, it's not hard to do, but you gotta really know what you're looking for. And like I say, you gotta be in the right type of forest. You got the right kind of wood. You gotta have fresh wood, saplings, stuff that's gonna bend good, and a little bit thicker than this, I would say. And I think the next one we do, we're gonna make the handles for it. And I think that's gonna really make a lot more sense. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next overnighter, which will be next weekend. And I'll probably upload that Monday or Tuesday. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And you guys keep on training. And make sure you hit that notification bell after you subscribe to my channel. I'm going backwards. But yeah, please do. Please subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff. And I'm getting up there, guys. I'm almost at 800 subs, and that's really awesome. I thank you guys for watching my videos. It really means a lot. And I tend to put I tend to put quite a bit of work in some of these videos. I just enjoy doing them, but it's for you guys also. So I try to make them entertaining for you guys and not too boring. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next overnighter. God bless you guys and take care. Bye.